Mr. Eggplant presents.
Hey guys, Tyler here, and thank you for checking out this video. And we are back here on the Dragonflight beta, and today, as asked by you guys in the comments of all of my other beta videos, here is an example of a PvP build for me today. So it's going to be a couple of different builds. One's going to be for Arena, and the other one is going to be for Battlegrounds or for Rated Battlegrounds. So, like I said, I am back here on the beta. We are hanging out once again here in Thunder Bluff. So much less lag over here. So this is just going to be talents and kind of my thoughts around what an arena build would look like for your Marksman Hunter versus a RBG build. So to start off, we'll do Hunter points and then Marksman points, and then I'll look at the PvP, and then we'll just basically augment the same build to show you what I would pick for a RBG build. So we're going to pick 1 point in concussive shot, 2 points in post haste, 1 point in improved kill shot, then 2 points in natural mending, and then 1 point in counter shot, and then survival of the fittest, we'll get that one of course, but 2 points in born to be wild. And then this is where you can pick between lone survival or nature's endurance. And if you are doing an arena build like I am here, very rarely, unless you're in pretty competitive like threes games, very rarely do 2v2 arenas last more than 3 or 4 minutes, particularly at lower elos. So because of that, I would do nature's endurance. I just prefer it anyway because I'm used to that 3-minute cooldown. And then I'll go ahead and come back down here and put 1 point in camouflage. That's a must in arena. That way it gives you that element of surprise. And then you can pick either scatter shot or binding shot. So keep in mind, binding shot does break so much easier now than it did back in BFA and then in Shadowlands. And then also, if you are running with scatter shot, we have a lot of dots in our build now. So if you're pumping up all of your dots on this warrior or this rogue and then you're going to scatter shot them, keep in mind it does remove all of those effects. So that's something that you want to make sure and look out for. Because of that, I still like binding shot right now. It gives me the most bang for my buck, in my opinion. And then that does allow us to continue on down the tree. So binding shackles, I have poo-pooed on for like the last 2 expansions. It's a little bit better now that you don't have to waste like an entire level row to pick this up. So basically, if you're being targeted by a warrior, somebody in melee range, and you know they're going to continue to be attacking you, or even like that pesky fire mage at range, and you're able to intimidate them, it'll just make sure that they do 10% less to you for 8 seconds after the effect ends. That's a flex pick. You don't have to pick it, and I would probably pick it based on the comp you're going against. The same way goes for Sentinel Owl. It can be really good in arena situations because it is the sight portion of the resonating arrow from Kyrian. So in fact, you get the bonuses over here from being a Venthyr, from being a Necrolord, and then also from being a Kyrian. So all of these specs you saw play in arena are shown here, which is super, super cool. So I'm actually going to come back up here and pick 1 point in Tar Trap and then 1 point entrapment to give me a root. So now I have a stun root, I have a slow up here and here. I also have a root thanks to entrapment, and then it allows me to run with intimidation. I'm really looking forward to that since we can't really do it in a Mythic Plus situation like I'd really planned on. So because of that, I will put intimidation here because I will be running with a pet in arena. I don't run with a pet in RBGs, but I do in arena, and I run with a raptor most of the time. So that just means that intimidation will be almost a must for you if that's something that you're going to be running with. And plus, having that stun, like an on-you stun, is super, super cool. One of the other flex picks would be Trank Shot. So obviously, if you don't need to purge anything off the enemy, there's no reason to pick it, but you can go ahead and pick that, give you some more flexibility in your build and some more utility. You could even double down on it and then have it give you focus back. I'm not going to pick this personally, but this is one of the flex picks. Same with Scare Beast. I don't like it that it costs 25% of your focus pool, but it's a flex pick for sure. I just won't be picking it, but if that's something that you want, by all means, go for it. And then you can pick, like I said, Sentinel Owl, and if you do that, you want to make sure and pick Sentinel's Perception. That way your entire party gets access to that as well. And this could be, it's really comp based. If you're one of those like rogue hunter comps in a like a 2v2 situation, this was probably a must for you because the hunter can literally just like barely nick the other player when they're getting locked down while it's smoke screen, and then you just drop Sentinel Owl over the top and then just absolutely go to town. We have 14 points. We have 3 more points we need to spend to get down to the bottom of this tree. So let's go ahead and put 1 point in Binding Shackles, but that is, like I said, a flex pick. And then let's go ahead and put at least 1 point in Pathfinding, since movement speed is so important in PvP, particularly in Arena, more so than you realize. I would actually rather put 2 points in Pathfinding than 2 points in Rejuvenating Wind, but that is of course up to you and up to your group comp. And then we can come down here because our goal is to pick up Poison Injection and then also Death Chakram. So let's put 2 points in Master Marksman, 1 point in Serpent Sting, and then 1 point in Poison Injection, and then put 2 points in Keen Eyesight, and then put 1 point in Death Chakram. That way we get the 2 nodes that we need, and we have 4 points left to spend. So if this is the point where you could put more points in Scare Beast, improve Trank Shot, but I prefer putting Throughput. Damage is important. So I'm going to put 2 points in Serrated Shots, and then I could either do 2 points in Arctic Bola, or I could put 1 point in Sentinel Owl and 1 point in Sentinel's Perception. I would say if you're picking Sentinel Owl, I would do both, unless, I guess, if it's a 2v2 situation and you're running with a healer, your healer doesn't really need line of sight of the enemy, but you know that's really a flex pick. So I'm going to go ahead and put 1 or 2 points in Arctic Bola to round out the build. Like I said, other options would be Scare Beast. You could put points in Improved Trank Shot, put 1 or 2 points in Rejuvenating Wind. You could put points over here in the Sentinel Owl plus Perception or Protection if that's something that you prefer, although it did get nerfed pretty substantially and it only gives you 5% leech. And then I would still put 1 point in Arctic Bola for it to have a chance to proc, since it does slow the target for 20%, but that's pretty much what the hunter side of this build would look like. Now let's go ahead and look over here at the marksman side. So the marksman's going to be pretty cookie cutter for the most part, particularly at the top part of the tree, because there's so many that are locks. So aim shot, then 1 point in crack shot, 1 point in improved steady focus, and then 2 points in precise shots. And then that's going to open up the rest of the tree. So first I'm going to pick up rapid fire. It's so important in PvP, so important. Then put 2 points in Streamline, and then I'm going to put 1 point in Surging Shots, which has been one of the better legendaries for us here in Shadowlands. And it was really a go-to for PvP until we got to Season 3/Season 4. And then I'm going to put a point here in Deathblow and 1 point in Razor Fragments. And the main reason I put a point in Razor Fragments is not because it puts a bleed. Like, that's not what I'm here for. It's because it makes your next kill shot when you gain Deathblow do 50% more damage. So it's going to hit like a truck. And plus, in the PTR and in the beta, the kill shot has actually been increased. It was buffed pretty significantly from like 220% of your attack power to almost 300. So it was a sizable increase. And whenever you get those freebies that are just going to be able to unload on your enemies, plus your dots, plus any damage you're actively doing, is a lot of damage in quick succession, which really makes Marksman so much fun and so rewarding to play. So now we aren't going to pick Lone Wolf in this build, since like I said, it is the arena build. So I will be running with a pet, almost assured I will be, particularly if I have somebody that I need to, get off my butt, like a warrior, for example. So I'm going to put 2 points here in Careful Aim to give us that nice pop at the very beginning of our opener, and then 1 point in Target Practice, 2 points in Focused Aim, and then 1 point in Double Tap, which is really what makes, like I said, the Double Tap aim shot combination with Careful Aim is so strong. And it's something that I don't want to miss out in this build. And then I'm going to pick 1 point in Bursting Shot. Other than maybe like trying to get something out of Sanguine, Bursting Shot is really the way to go. You could put a point in Quick Load if you wanted to. I'm going to forego that for this build, but by all means, please leave me a comment down below. Let me know if this is something that would look good for you in an arena situation, or what you would change based on your playstyle. And now, the last thing I'm trying to do is get down here to True Shot and then also pick up Unerring Vision. That does mean going ahead and putting 2 points in Steady Focus. It's either put 2 points in Steady Focus or 1 point in Volley. And it's really kind of up to you, because you could, in theory, do 2 points in Steady Focus. You could do 1 point in Volley, and then pick a Quick Load if you wanted to, or pick a point in Killer Accuracy. anything you wanted to just to get down here to true shot. But for our build today, I am going to go ahead and put steady focus, since we do need haste in our build, and we do need to have as many of those steady shots out there as possible, since we're not going to have as much haste, particularly since we're going to be prioritizing versatility in an arena situation. Put 1 point in True Shot, 2 points in Eagle Talon's True Focus, and then I'm going to pick Unerring Vision over Calling the Shots. And now we have 6 points left that we can play around with. So this is going to be a big kill shot build, so I'm going to put 2 points in Killer Accuracy here. I only really do that in PvP versus PvE. I really feel like your kill shots are going to be much more impactful in the arena situation. You have 4 points left to spend here, and again, I'm not picking Lone Wolf since I'll be running with a pet, so that does mean I don't have access to Hunter's Knowledge. So I'll put 1 point in Lock and Load here, and know it's RNG, but it really helps when you do get one to proc. Now you have 3 points left, and then this is where you could put 1 point in Quick Load, 1 point in Serpent Stalker's Trickery, and then you could put 1 point in Wailing Arrow, or whichever one of these down here that you wanted below. This is where I'm kind of flexing my picks based on what I would be fighting against. So I'll go ahead and pick 1 point in Wailing Arrow, in Windrunner's Barrage, or Readiness. Either one of these, this one I'll do a little bit more damage. This one really gives you another rapid fire, which is honestly more important than the aim shots, particularly if someone is trying to chase you down. So I'd probably put a point in Readiness, and this would be what a talent build would look like for me if I was going into an arena today. I don't think I would change anything in this build whatsoever. But let's look ahead really quick at these PvP talents. One of them that I feel like is a must is going to be Survival Tactics. It's so strong. It's basically a poor man's version of the Craven Stratagem. It doesn't lower the cooldown of Feign Death, but it does still do everything else. So it removes dots. Really good if you're going up against a heavy dot class like a Warlock or a Mage, for example. I will be running with a pet, so I'm going to have Roar of Sacrifice. That way I cannot be crit, or whoever I'm using Roar of Sacrifice cannot be crit, and then all of that damage goes to my pet. And then the last pick is really a choice pick. I wouldn't pick Sniper Shot in an arena situation. I would pick it in a RBG. I would either do True Shot Mastery or Sniper Shot. Those are really my two choices. Another one would be the Consecutive Concussion. It's just a huge kite build. So we already have a perk for doing Steady Shot multiple times in a row. We have picked Concussive Shot, which already slows the target by 50%. Well, now it's going to slow the target by 70%, which is super strong in arena. And then you basically just cause havoc by being annoying and while trying to keep your other enemy that you're not targeting CC'd as much as possible. So Consecutive Concussion could be a pick here. My choice would be, if I need to constantly peel and stay kiting, I would pick Concussion. Otherwise, I would pick True Shot Mastery. But if you have a heavy dot class or a heavy caster comp you're going up against, Chimeral Sting is also good. So for this video, I'm going to pick True Shot Mastery, but by all means, all of those that I mentioned would work just fine. So let's go ahead and change this build really quick to see what it would look like for an RBG situation. So I'm not going to actually save it. I'm just not going to apply the changes. Things that I would pick. So for example, I would probably, you know what? Let's do this. There we go. Let's just redo the tree real quick, I guess, and do 1 in Concussive Shot. I would actually put points in Trailblazer because in RBGs, you're not going to be on your mount a lot of times, and I really like Trailblazer, and I think that it is very underrated in ranked PvP. Put 1 point in Improved Kill Shot, 2 points in Post Haste, and 2 points in Natural Mending. We'll make sure we'll pick up our Counter Shot and then do 1 point in Tar Trap. I'll probably forego the Trank Shot for now, although you will probably use it more in RBGs than you will in Arena. And then do Entrapment, then 2 points in Born to be Wild, 1 point in Survival of the Fittest, and then here I would say Lone Survival has some more play since they will go on for 10, 15, 20 minutes. You can pick either one of these. I'll go ahead and continue to pick Nature's Endurance. I'll probably stay away from Sentinel Owl in this run, but I will still go ahead and pick a point in Camouflage. It'll be really good for protecting nodes, for example. Binding Shot, and then Intimidation if you are going to be running with a pet. Otherwise, I would pick High Explosive Trap. That's going to be kind of weird for me because I'm going to want to have Intimidation, but you do require a pet to do that. And then now we have two 2 more points that we need to spend. So I'll probably go ahead and put a point in Binding Shackles just to stay away, and then 1 point in Pathfinding. I'll put 2 points here in Master Marksman, 2 in Keen Eyesight, 1 in Death Chakram, 1 in Serpent Sting, 1 in Poison Injection, and now you have 4 more points left to play around with. So 2 points in Serrated Shot, since we're going to be having a lot of bleeds in our build. And then this is where I'm probably going to put 1 more point in Pathfinding, and then 1 more point in Arctic Bola. So I forego putting any points in Sentinel Owl, and I have 1 point in Trank Shot. That could be something that I could flex and put a point there, but I think I really like this build, and this is what I would do if I was doing RBGs today. And then looking over here at the Marksman side of the tree, 1 point in Aim Shot, 1 point in Crack Shot, Improved Steady Shot, 2 points in Precise Shots, and then I will put 1 point in Lone Wolf, since I most likely will not be running with a pet in RBGs. Then Rapid Fire, 2 points in Streamline, 1 point in Surging Shots, and then just like before, I'll go ahead and put 2 points in Careful Aim, then 2 points in Killer Accuracy, 1 in Death Blow, 1 in Razor Fragments. Then come down over here, then do 2 points in Focused Aim, 1 point in Target Practice, that opens up Double Tap. Then you'll put a point in Lock and Load. Then we can go ahead and put a point over here in Bursting Shot, and then that does open up the bottom part of our tree. Unfortunately, this does mean we have to pick Steady Focus once again. However, you can pick Volley if you wanted to do that. That way you could save yourself a point to use it elsewhere. It really just depends on what you're going to be putting that other point in to make sure that it's worthwhile or not. So I'll go ahead and do Steady Focus, and then do 1 point in True Shot, then 2 points in Eagle Talon, and then once again 1 point in Unerring Vision, and then you have 2 more points to work with. And I think Wailing Arrow is going to be very strong in these PvP node skirmishes, and so because of that, I'm probably going to be picking Readiness once again. But Windrunner's Barrage, if they buff the damage of these wind arrows, I think could work really nice. You know, a lot of burst AoE damage on nodes. I'm thinking of like Market at Deep Wind Gorge, for example, that could really turn the tide of a fight. And so then this would be what the talents would look like. And I would probably go ahead and either pick Sniper Shot or True Shot Mastery here. And then I need to replace the Roar of Sacrifice, and I'll probably do that with Sniper Shot. So that way I have Sniper Shot, and I also have True Shot Mastery. So I'd love to hear you guys' feedback on this. This is just 2 different builds, one for Arena and then one for RBGs. I am not like the best hunter in PvP. I'm a 18 or 1900 rated hunter. I think that's where I set somewhere in there, but I have so much fun. Marksman really has a lot to bring to the table, and I hope you guys will leave me your comments down below and let me know what you think and what you're going to be picking on your Marksman hunter. So thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing if you haven't already, and be sure and follow me over at Twitch at twitch.tv/Mr. Eggplant. And I'll have so many more videos for you guys out very soon, whether that be the very end of Shadowlands or beta/PTR even pre-patch videos for Marksman Hunter and Dragonflight. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.